Hey everybody, are you ready? Carolyn Tiger here with our, I don't even know what video this is. I didn't look. Is it number 6 of our Living in the Flow series? And I'm going to give it just a second. I'm a little bit late. I kind of lost track of time. So I'm a little bit late joining. So you may have been looking ahead of time. Itchy nose. Looking ahead of time and I wasn't here, but I'm here now, so you can join me through the replay. So living in the flow is our topic for about 30 days, and we started this back in May, and having lots of fun with this, lots of success, learning lots of awesome things that we're learning. And today I'm going to share with you a little bit of a somewhat personal experience and how I didn't handle it very well, but how I learned from it, and you can do the same. So I had an experience last week where someone who is very close to me, who I trust and respect, and I hope trust and respects me, said some really mean things to me. And we were kind of having a disagreement on some things, but it escalated rapidly and didn't go very well. And I did some reacting instead of responding, and so did they. And again, some really mean things were said. And I can't say I didn't say some mean things myself, but I really don't think I took it to that point. But I'm human. I said some bad things. Not necessarily bad, but things that could have been taken and been probably hurtful, even though they weren't intended that way. But these were intended to be hurtful and incredibly cutting to the core, and kind of like calling me out and saying, this is what I think of you, and you thought you were here, yeah, you're down here. And it was painful, and I was angry, and I was hurt, and I did a lot of crying, and I'm like, why? Where is this coming from? I don't treat them that way, and they're not supposed to treat me that way, and why does this hurt so much, and why am I so mad? And I, talked to my higher power. I did some journaling, and because I said, I've got to get through this. This is not how I want to live. I don't want to have this kind of experience again. And the thing that started it was small and somewhat inconsequential, and it should not have escalated to that point. So I did some journaling, I did some soul searching, I did some crying, I did some kind of like beating of the pillow because I was so mad, and discovering what my feelings were and what was going on. And here is the profound thing that came to me. Yeah, I had some things I needed to take care of on my own, but the most important thing I needed to learn from this is something that I preach all the time, and usually I don't have to remind myself about this, but this one I had to, and that is, what other people think of me is none of my business. That doesn't matter if it's my mom, my dad, my kids, my husband, my aunt, my uncle, my best friend, someone who's supposed to be someone that would stand up for me. Again, what they think of me is none of my business. Oh, that was huge for me, because I think I preach that a lot, and with people who are somewhat disconnected from me, they're not like in my inner circle, I have no problem with that. What other people think of me, none of my business, don't care. They can think I'm ugly, stupid, smart, dumb. It doesn't matter to me. And I'm okay with that. But when it's someone in my inner circle, all of a sudden, that didn't apply for me, because they should be my support. They should have my back, right? But my profound message is, what other people think of me is none of my business. And it's the message for you too. It doesn't matter how close they are in your inner circle. What they think of you is none of their business. And it goes back to those mean things that come out of our mouth are very often our demons that we're dealing with ourselves. So when someone's telling me that I'm, I don't know, I can't even remember the words that were used, but like I'm a control freak, or I am inconsiderate of other people's feelings, or whatever they're saying about me, that's the demons they're dealing with themselves. So those two reminders, whatever people think of me is none of my business, because they're looking at it from their point of view, right? They aren't necessarily right, but it's their choice. They can think whatever they want of me. And number two, those mean things coming out of their mouth are most likely their demons, not mine. I might have some of those myself, but if it's coming out of their mouth in a mean and demeaning way, it's the things they're dealing with on the inside themselves. Yes, this is a hard one. This is a really hard lesson to internalize. But when you get into those situations where someone very close to you in your inner circle has all that you thought had your back, all of a sudden is stabbing you, it's like your world comes crashing down. Your life may have been flowing, you may have been living in the flow, and all of a sudden, floodgates are in, you're stopped, you're not going anywhere because everything's falling apart. The way you lift that floodgate out and get yourself back flowing again is recognizing what my sweet mom, what my husband, what my best friend thinks of me is none of my business. If they're saying mean things to me, those are their demons, not mine. And as you watch someone grow and progress in their physical, mental, emotional, on their journey, the more someone is progressed and is self-aware, the less those mean things come out, because they find constructive ways to help build and lift you, and they deal with their own demons themselves. Someone who's really good at spewing all the things that are wrong with you, that's someone who hasn't elevated themselves as much. They're still down here working, trying to become who they need to be. And so we might be up here and they're down here. We can't imagine how they could let such things come out of their mouth, but they're not ready yet. They aren't at the level that we are. So recognizing that, recognizing the things that come out of their mouth are their demons, and recognizing it's none of our business what they think of us. I know that's a lot. And I'm telling you, once I had that great revelation, things clicked. Had the words still hurt? Yeah. Did I have to look at myself and say, do I really have those things going on with me? Yeah, I had to. I had to think about that. And honestly, I don't think most of them really applied. And so I was able to say, you know what? That's okay. I mean, I do have my big list of things I need to work on. This isn't one of them, so I'll just let that go away. Recognizing that they might think I'm the crappiest person on the planet, but none of my business. I don't know. I just had a little light bulb turn on, and all of a sudden I was able to handle things in a whole new light, in a whole different way. I was no longer internalizing. I was able to step back and see it from another perspective, and the floodgates came out, and I was able to start flowing again. Huge. So I hope you can apply that in your own life as you're learning to keep that energy flowing, to live with what comes your way and do it in a harmonious, happy way, that living in the flow. Recognize the big one. What other people think of me, even my inner circle, my closest, most cherished people in my life, is none of my business. And they're probably going to say things that are going to hurt. But recognizing that that comes from their inner struggle, not mine. Again, it might be my things, but they're not saying it because it's really my things. They're saying it because it's their things. So, that was a lot. Deep breath, right? Zen moment. So, good luck. Enjoy applying that in your life and recognizing it's none of my business. And if you can adopt that attitude, man, you're going to have some really good flow going. See you later, everybody.